Coach. Good morning.
Good morning, Bo. Good morning, Chuck.
Coach, we don't say that phrase either. I don't ever say it in a minute myself. Never say it.
Chuck's opposed to it.
I am opposed to it.
How has being a granddad changed just life for you in general, if you take a step back for a moment?
Well, I smile a lot more, and I enjoy spoiling them. So that makes life pretty easy.
Yeah, well, you probably hear a lot of things that you don't normally or didn't hear before, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. The new language that's out there and all the little fads, but it's fun. I enjoy it so much.
So before we get into the conversation about football, I just had to ask, every morning in here, Coach, it's like, what are we going to have for breakfast? Like, you got to eat something. Is it a donut? Is it a kolache? Is it what is it? You'd think we'd have a plan, but, you kind of figure it out on the fly. Do you eat breakfast? What's your go-to breakfast?
I generally don't eat breakfast. I'm not a get up and eat guy. I don't feel good if I eat in the morning, so I usually wait till about noon.
Okay. Coffee?
Coffee every day, yeah. Too much. Too much coffee.
Coffee to get through the morning. Well, it's been talked about a lot, and you said it yesterday in the news conference. Like you're right there. What's the thing that you find yourself wrestling with when you are kind of jumping into this spot midstream and trying to get it over the hump? It's not like, the NFL, you can't make a trade. You got what you got. How do you flip it to maybe see some victories in such hard-fought games?
Well, we've got to continue to build the defense and, come up with some stops. You look at the situation football the other night. If we could have came up with one of the 4th and 1 plays, got to stop there. If we can hold them to a field goal in the red zone, we got a chance to win there. We get off the field on 3rd down a little bit better. Made them punt, at the end of the half. We were able to go score immediately and get it to a 1-point game going into halftime. And, we keep putting more and more pressure on the offense to be perfect and score every time we get the ball. They've handled it pretty well, but it's a lot of pressure, and we've got to make sure that we are able to score touchdowns in the red zone. I think that's the one thing that showed up the other night that just killed me was the first 2 drives having to settle for field goals.
Coach, it was noticeable that you played more guys, rotated more defensive linemen, particularly the other day against Tennessee. Is this a product of where you are personnel-wise? Is it a product of effort these guys have shown in practice, time earned? Talk a little bit about that, if you would.
Yeah, a little bit about both, really. I think one of the reasons it showed up was having long, sustained drives. They were a very patient team. They were running a lot of what we call 12 personnel, and we had to get some fresh guys in there and try to make some plays and try to get some penetration. And so we were rotating in for that. But also because of practice and the way we're practicing, we're developing some more depth.
Coach, Taylon Green, the numbers speak for themselves. He's leading maybe the SEC in total offense, maybe the country in total offense. The offensive numbers have been great. I know it's really more about winning for you, but I just want to talk about Taylon for a second. And then there's these moments where you get a 15-yard loss on a sack, and it seems to me because he's trying to make a play. What's the kind of give and take about making a play and when to get rid of the ball? Because I know it's a conversation we see you having with him on the sideline.
Yeah, he's got to be able to balance it a little bit. You can't take away his playmaking ability because he certainly came up with a lot of big plays, scrambling, running out, making throws even to convert 3rd downs. I think he has to understand field position, 1st and 10. When we're coming out, it's very beneficial just to throw the ball away, not get negative yards and make the field, hard to even have a chance to get a 1st and 10. So we talk about it all the time. We watch video of it all the time. It's a fine line to have to do, but he needs to mature and understand it. And you'd like to see him on the one play just throw the ball away. You know, we got beat. We had a double move going. We had it. He would have made the back shoulder throw. At that point, he should have just moved out of the pocket and threw the ball out of bounds.
Did you get? Did you let yourself feel the crowd? I know you were aware of it, but was there any moment where that was surreal for you on Saturday? Because that crowd, it was a little late arriving. Of course, the game started 2 hours. By the way, have you ever been in a situation where the start of a game was delayed 2 hours, like well before the game started? I don't know if I've seen that before in football.
No, that was a new one to me. You know, I've never done that. I went out and warmed up, and then had to sit in the locker room for an hour and a half, and wait till kickoff. But never just moved it back. But obviously, they made a good decision. They made the right decision, because by kickoff, it was pretty nice out there.
Yeah, what was the crowd like to you? Did that give you any memories? I mean, I know you've been here as the coordinator now in your second year, but it was also strange not running out of the A, right, with no band there.
Now, that was a little strange. There's no question about that. But I thought the crowd was awesome, and you noticed it. I really noticed it on the 2 drives that we went and scored right before halftime, you know, particularly the last one, how excited everything was. And then you noticed it in the fourth quarter, you know, that we still had everybody in the stands, everybody supporting us. Yelling and screaming, and it was a lot of fun, and I know that it helped our football team. I know our players heard it, and I know they appreciated it.
Coach, you mentioned that period right before the end of the first half when you scored a couple of touchdowns there. Are those the kind of moments that keep a team together even though you might not have won the game, when you have spurts like that and you see what could be?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly gives us a big lift, because we went and scored. And I looked up at the clock, and there's like 1:58 to go, is what I remember anyway. And we kicked off to them, and then we got 3 and out, you know. And Story made a big play, got a negative play on the quarterback, kind of tricked him a little bit into keeping the ball and then making the tackle. We got off the field on 3rd down. We had plenty of time to go score again, and we scored pretty fast a number of times because of the chunk plays that we get, and Mike's speed and Taylor's speed and our receivers. So, you know, it was nice to get to 21-20 at halftime. It gave us a big lift.
Coach, for fans, this has been a reset. You know, 2 games with you as the head coach now, and a combined 6 points and 2 losses. That's how close it's been, and I think fans are excited and they see it. You know, you got a game coming up Saturday. I know you guys think you got a chance to win, and you're going to do everything you can to win it. But from a fan standpoint, that's one thing. The players, they haven't won a game in a while. And so for all of us sitting out here going, all right, it's 2 games into this reset and this new thing, how do you keep them believing? I mean, it looked like to me they believed the entire game on Saturday they had a chance to win. How do you keep that going when you don't have a win under your belt to kind of build on for them?
Yeah, well, like I said, when I was asked to do this and agreed to do it, we tore the rearview mirror off. So we have not looked past the last 2 games. It's just we're 0-2 in a 2-game season so far. We've competed extremely hard. We've played really well at times. They're really 2 really good football teams. You know, to go toe to toe with A&M, who's 4th in the country or was 4th in the country. I'm not sure what they are now, but. You know, you got to try to build on that, and you build on the fact that we're right there. We need to come up with some situational plays, and we get the W. So we're going to go out today and practice extremely hard, practice focused, and have fun doing it. You know, I think that's one of the things we're trying to do, is to understand that, you know, a lot of these guys are in their last go round, and we got to go out and have fun doing it.
I know you've talked about this in your news conference, but what will it take to be on the other side of that feeling on Saturday when Auburn comes to town?
We gotta get 1 more point than they get. I think that's how you win, right? So that's what we're trying to do, is get 1 more than they have.
Yeah, I got you. Coach, thanks for making time for us today. Appreciate it. Look forward to doing it again next week.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Coach.
You too. Happy Tuesday.